What's going on, guys? I'm back
What's up
again with Thomas for
with
Tech
Thomas
Talk.
with tech topics?
Tech. We talking tech and stuff like that.
Topics.
So
We talking tech talk topics.
yes, that's fine
Quad
too.
weekly,
Yeah, bi-weekly is okay, I think also.
bi-weekly, quad weekly, weekly.
So
It's all
no,
the same
no,
thing.
just twice, two times. Before before we get into the topic, I got some things I gotta tell you guys before we start this. Look, we were gonna do this yesterday, which would have been the
Yeah,
first, right? But
right?
I decided, all right, like around five something, I think it was four
Nah,
something.
he didn't decide.
I decided, okay, to eat first rather than do the tech talk before. So I was like, I'm hungry. Let me fill my stomach. So
Mm-hmm.
while I'm eating, the internet cut off. There was like some kind of
Yep.
big outage, and I had like no internet the whole day. I was going to use my phone, but it wasn't gonna work. You know,
Oh
the
no,
the
that was not
ping,
gonna work.
the connection on here was so slow, it's ridiculous. But now that they're back up and running, T-Mobile, if y'all want to do T-Mobile One plan, is $70. Check them out. So let's go ahead. You got anything you want to tell them? Anything personal that you've gotten? You did get that new driving simulator. I think they might want to know that.
Oh yeah, you talking about my new driver simulator, Grand Theft Auto 5?
Grand Theft Auto
Yeah,
5, his new
haven't played
driving
my drive.
simulator.
Yep, haven't played my driving simulator since 2013,
Oh my God, on the PlayStation 3. GTA 5. All
and it
right,
feel the same.
that's crazy. All right, so Zen, AMD Zen is coming out pretty soon. I think it's coming out in January, right, Thomas? January,
Yep,
right?
January, February.
On the 13th, they're gonna come out and basically talk about it, market it, show some more stuff.
Yep, go ahead and show a little bit more improvements.
A little bit more. I mean, it's a lot more. From what this is saying, you can basically pick up um, an i7 for like $150, right?
Yeah, which
Allegedly, we don't really know the specs. Everything here is just like speculation and stuff, right? So for
yeah.
$150, four cores, eight threads. Think about that.
And you
We
see, I
are
predicted
on.
this. I predicted this.
Okay, you predict. Okay, all right. Let me just go through them. Okay, you got the 6 and 12, 6 core, 12 threads, 8 core, 16 threads. All right, this one is gonna be around like 350, alleged. Okay, so I was like, okay, there's that one for 350, and then there's the other one here, which is a slight frequency bump, and then like it's like $500. So Thomas was like, yo, maybe that one is actually unlocked. I'm like, yo, that makes sense. Like I get it now. That would actually make sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
but this would really show to be able to get an 8 core 16 thread that would outperform the 5960X.
Slightly,
It's
but still outperform.
it still outperforms it,
Mm-hmm.
in the benchmarks AMD. We're gonna see when we get it, but it's not us. AMD, yo, what's up?
I am.
Uh, yeah, it outperforms it slightly. Either way, it's a massive price difference, and we're really gonna see how bad AMD has been really screwing us. I will curse right now, but I can't. It's too late.
How bad AMD has really been screwing us. What
Intel,
you mean,
Intel.
Intel?
I'm sorry, Intel. How bad Intel? AMD, you good people. Look, but how bad Intel has been screwing us with these $1,700 processor. There's no 10
Yeah.
core here, but it's just for the 8 core. That's $1,000. Think about that for a second. That's $1,000, and AMD is coming out with their processor, 8 core, 16 threads, keeping up,
Mm-hmm.
passing them, and it's like half the price. Think
Yeah.
that's yo, it's alleged. All right, we gotta
Allegedly, it's half the price. Allegedly, and the
allegedly.
reason why it's half the price is because AMD needs to grab as much market share as it can. If AMD were to at least grab 20% of Intel's market share, AMD would more than double itself in sales. AMD needs to grab the market as much as possible, as quick as possible. That's why the lowest model will be allegedly 4 cores, 8 threads, which makes perfect sense. We are getting to the point where 2 cores just isn't enough anymore. Some
Yep.
games is starting to reject 2 cores. So it makes perfect sense for them to make the lowest model a 4-core 8 thread, which slap dead in the middle is perfect. And then especially the way that they have their level 3 cache set up,
Mm.
I'm waiting to see how nice this level 3 cache is. I'm talking about all the cores will have access to this level 3 cache. Every single core shares that level 3 cache. It's similar to the modular design, but it's different. Instead of having two Instead of having two things that can process in one core, they have one physical real core instead of a module, but they all four of the cores have 8 MB level 3 cache that each core could grab into. So you're not reliant on that first core 24/7.
Correct. Yes. Absolutely correct. 4 cores, 8 threads, 150. Intel's price for equivalent to Intel's i7 series for 350. So, um, if this
I
when
do
this
have a build coming on the way too for this SR7, the $500 one.
wait, what?
I have a pretty nice build coming on the way.
You got a build?
Oh yeah, I got a build coming on the way.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I have a build ready just for this SR7.
Oh, which one? Which one?
It's gonna be my tempered glass build with if you all haven't seen this case, you need to go look this case up. This case is the Corsair Crystal 460X. It's a magnificent case. At first I was going to go with the Nwin 805, but after I seen this case and the price point of this case, you cannot deny that this case is a stunning beauty. And then on top of that, it has 3 fans in the front, 2 at the top, 1 in the back. I'm aligning the case with Thermaltake rings. If you know
Oh, I like those rings.
the pressure on the rings, when it comes to static pressure, the rings are the best fans on the market. I I've seen I personally work at Micro Center. We have a build on display where it is literally dead silent if you put your head inside of the build and the fans are running at 100%. And we have to do voting at home on the computer 24/7 in order to keep it above ambient.
Oh, like you said, quiet at 100%.
Yes, quiet at 100%. You can put your head in there and not
Mm.
hear the fans.
No, okay,
And and
gotcha.
we have a custom water kit
Okay.
on it. And shout out to Rebecca. And and I promise you, this lady this lady has built magnificent builds. And when I say that this thing, if we were to not run folding at home on it 24/7,
Okay.
or if we were to stop stress testing Unigine Valley on 4K, the system would go sub ambient and start to liquid up and start to condense.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, that's how beast this thing is. We
What,
have a
what's the?
GTX 1080
Oh,
in there running at 2100 megahertz, no added voltage, and we have a 6800K running overclocked, and this thing still runs at sub ambient.
okay. So now we're on to the topic of another Intel chip. It's unlocked. It's a dual core running at 4.2 gigahertz, and it outperforms an i5. I don't know
hmm
what clock is the 6400 at 3.2.
The 6400 is clocked very low.
Yeah, it figures. Yeah,
Let me see. I'm finna figure that out real
it's either
quick.
3.2, 3.3, right around there.
3.3.
Yeah.
Boost up to 3.3. And
Wow.
2.7. normally.
I can't really recommend this chip for most people. But people that want to overclock, go right ahead and buy it if you want to do it, of course, you know. But I think personally that this chip is too expensive for what it's giving you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of
They
course.
want $177 for this chip. It's unlocked, dual core i3, so it's a dual core hyper-threading. And you know it does outperform, but still, when it comes to multitasking, it's not going to do very good if you compare it to an actual a 4 core. And another thing is that most games, or not most games, but there are some games out there. Far Cry 4, Far Cry 4 does not like it won't work. Period. If you have a dual core, and there's some other games I don't remember them, but Far Cry 4 definitely stands out to me. And so, if you're a gamer, like, don't go for this. I would recommend you just go for an i5. That's it. Just go for an i5.
Just
So,
go for the i5 or wait till Zen come out and get
okay,
you a
yeah.
6 core, 12 threads, allegedly
Okay.
for around the
You know
same
what?
price.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. But you know, the Zen, you know, $150. I mean, come on. But yeah, don't get this if you're looking for a system. You know, if you're building, maybe you don't have enough money or something like that. Um, get one of them lock chips. I don't know, an i3 or Pentium or something. And then later on, if you're upgrading within a month or two or so, go ahead and jump up to a 6600K or the Zen.
And I believe we all know the reason why Intel did this with an i3, which historically i3s haven't been able to do. And that's because they see Zen around the corner. I personally, this could just be a conspiracy theory. This
Okay,
could be very incorrect.
let them know.
But
No.
I believe that each one of these companies have at least one person working in the opposing company to report on what they're doing. It's it's very it's very unlikely that when Zen went into production, Intel announced that they was upping their core count the next generation. I just don't see. That seems just too much of a coincidence. And now that they're having a unlocked i3,
That's the first one ever. First ever unlocked i3.
first ever.
Yeah.
And why wait to AMD release a brand new architecture to release a unlocked i3? If if you was gonna release an unlocked i3, either way it went, you should have did it while you was ahead of AMD, so you could show all of our CPUs have a huge lead in gaming over AMD. But they didn't. So I feel like counter. This is a counter blow to Zen.
I don't really. It's not gonna do much. I mean, I would rather go for like the 150 alleged, $150 4 core eight
Gotta keep saying
threads.
that a legend.
Yeah, for $150 alleged, compared to $177 for like 2 cores 4 threads. It's automatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is gonna happen, and then yeah, but he's talking about the 6 core. He's talking about Coffee Lake, right? That's the one that they plan to go in 6 cores on in the mainstream.
Yep.
So that's right now we're going on Cabby Lake, then we have Cannon Lake if I'm correct, and then Coffee Lake, I think. So so
Yep. That's correct.
and that Coffee Lake is going to be 6 core. But you know, I need Intel to feel some pain. I would like them to feel some pain so they can innovate. And AMD's you know is doing their thing and it looks promising. Alleged if the numbers are the way they are for $150, it's going to be good. I have a good feeling about it. I'm actually excited for December 13th, and I will be watching the live stream. I will. I'll definitely be watching it.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so I want to see everything they got going on. Probably going to talk about their GPUs too, and that's something I want to hear.
Now let's go ahead and tackle the next subject. The Netflix streaming. Yeah. So Netflix
Damn, she cute.
reportedly
Yes,
will only be 4K if you have a i7 7th generation.
that's crazy to me. That's crazy. You know, it has one of those encryption thing apparently.
Yeah.
I forgot
So
what it's called.
apparently, it's HDCP. So
Yeah.
apparently, no graphics card on the market has HDCP 2.2, and that's the encryption that they use for 4K video like Netflix, like movies and everything. It's a DRM to make sure you don't pirate, pretty much. And no graphics card have it. So as long as you have a graphics card, until Volta come out, or until hopefully AMD 490 series come out, you have no 4K Netflix.
I
uh,
mean, yeah, yeah. Pretty much.
that, that wraps it up. I don't
I
know what to say
mean,
other than that.
shit. Yo, you need the 7700K. You need Internet Explorer and Windows 10, pretty much. You don't have those combination of things, it ain't working for you.
Wait, so you need Windows Explorer?
You need Windows 10 and you
What?
need
So you need
internet.
the Edge browser? Wow, so you
Yeah,
need
Edge
to have
browser.
the Edge
You need to,
browser.
yeah. So um
Wow.
so
So there's
you need the
even
Edge browser. I noticed that
wow.
I do watch some Netflix, so like some of the content on there on Chrome looks a little bit blurrier. So looks like it's probably playing at 720p. But then when I look at the same thing on Edge, it actually looks clearer because it's playing at 1080p. I didn't bother investigating. I was like, all right, this is watch the content. I don't, whatever, whatever. It is
Yeah,
what it is.
whatever. I don't care anymore. Now that they added the feature to where you could download Netflix videos on your phone, I
Oh,
really don't
yes,
care no
yes.
more.
Yeah. I haven't used it, but yeah. Okay. I gotta test out so it works.
It's pretty good. It works really good.
Can you download like the
Even
entire
though,
seasons or like just a couple episodes out of a season?
no, you get to just keep downloading. I don't know if I haven't hit a download restriction yet, but yeah, as so far I just keep downloading.
What's the size of an episode?
I downloaded an episode of this anime called Blue Exorcist. If you're an anime fan and you haven't seen that, I suggest you to go watch it. And it was 107 megabytes.
Is that 720 or is it 1080p?
Haven't checked. Yeah, personally haven't checked. I hope that's 1080p because it's 100 megabytes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you guys care about 4K. Some of y'all out there probably do. I mean, if the TV, yes, the computer, okay, I guess. So yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. You need a Kaby Lake CPU. So if you just bought a 6700K, that's sorry, man. I don't know yet. I'm not ready for that 4K thing yet. I don't think.
Currently, I'm just using the LG TV, which is pretty phenomenal with the color accuracy. But eventually, I'm going to get this Acer 144 hertz TN FreeSync panel. I believe at Micro Center is $199,
Yeah.
and I believe the FreeSync range is from 37 all the way up to 144.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get me a G-Sync 2K IPS.
Now $100.
Hey. The 490, RX 490.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it says here at the bottom of the page. This is AMD's website. How it's it's like, yo, have you purchased like a part from your computer between this and this date, which is like December 31st, 2016, and they got the circle up here, the 490 right there. So go ahead, Thomas. Go ahead, jump in, Thomas. Go ahead.
You see, the 490 is something it's like a wild card right now because nobody knows if it's gonna be a dual GPU, if it's gonna be the brand new, if it's gonna be the Vega GPU. If it's a dual GPU, that means it's Polaris, but then AMD said that the RX 480 was the highest level of Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there, so from them saying that pretty much tells you that the 490 series would be something other than Polaris because they said the RS 480 was the highest card, but they might make a dual GPU, which I really don't agree with because I feel like if you're gonna make a dual GPU, they would have did what they did with the R9 295X2 and just call it something like the RX 485X2
Yeah,
instead of calling it a brand new GPU series. Because
that'd be confusing as
that
shit. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie to you.
it'll be confusing where you think you are getting a better card as the 490, but actually you're just getting the dual RX 480. So I don't believe it will be a dual
I don't
GPU.
think so. I mean, they've already advertised them putting two of the 480 in there and doing that.
Yeah.
If they did, it'll be like, yeah, like 485 X2, something like that.
Yeah, and what was it? Recent leaked, quote unquote leaked um performance showed that the RX 490 is slightly above the 1070.
Yeah,
And if it's slightly above the 1070, I feel like that's not a dual RX 480 card because if we remember when AMD first showed off the card, and even when Jay's Two Cents did his review on dual GPU RX 480s, it's either the RX 480s are slightly below the 1080 or they're matching the 1080 when Crossfire works properly.
mm.
But for them to slightly be over the 1070 just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense for me.
that doesn't add up. Yeah, but Vegas should have HBM2 when it does come out.
Yes, and which I believe is going to happen. Vega will have HBM2, the new horizon.
Yeah, it's pretty much a brief overview talking about how in Blender, is it Blender? Whatever software they were using, how the Zen processor finished a second before. It's pretty much it's just an overview, so we don't really need to go on this.
There actually was another, unless if it came up as being false, but there actually was another benchmark that came out where they found Zen in the top benches, and they seen that it was being the 5960X, but slightly losing to Intel's 10 core Xeon.
Mm-hmm.
And and if that's true, that had to be a massive overclock. And my phone actually booted. If
Wait,
you
what?
all my phone actually booted.
What do you mean
Um
booted? I don't.
yeah, I'm over here flashing ROMs. So yeah.
Yo.
I'm flashing ROMs on my phone and I'm back into my PG BIOS editing. Oh, by the way, you all, my channel is pretty dry. I'm not gonna lie. I have exactly 0 videos on my channel.
Yeah, yeah,
But but
yeah.
don't fault me. Don't fault me. I'm gonna have a video up. I'm gonna post up a video where it's me showing off how to BIOS edit Feezy GPUs so you can get your HBM to 600 megahertz, and also
On the
it's
memory.
gonna be
Yeah.
yeah, so you can get your HBM at 600 megahertz on the memory, which will net you 614.4 gigabytes of bandwidth, memory bandwidth that is.
Okay.
And it it equates to being overclocked to like 1100 megahertz on on your core. So you can actually overclock your memory and leave your core where it is, and then you wouldn't even have to overclock your core to still get a performance boost. But I'll show you how to add the voltage offsets and everything so that and also how to get the ROM to be flashable. So I'm gonna have a video coming out about all of that. So hey,
Can we
keep
have a
up with the
date?
channel.
Can we have a date as to when this is going to be available?
Work be happening, man. I don't know, but it will be soon. It will be soon. It's not going to be weeks.
Tomorrow?
It's not. It's not. It's not. I don't think it would be a week because I have another off day on Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday is my next off day, and I'm hopefully I can have it up on Sunday.
Are you
If
sure about that? I just don't
if
want you
not,
breaking their hearts.
I'm not gonna break their hearts.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna I'm gonna show them the benefits of BIOS overclocking.
Okay. All
Right.
right. All right.
All
There's
right.
no graphs here with this one. There's, there's I need graphs. This is just text. All right. All right. So we're now talking about the 1080 Ti. This Titan X, is this the XP or just it got to be the XP, right? It makes sense.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be the XP.
yeah, they should just put XP. That'll be better. Okay, so this graphics card, the 1080 Ti should be launching next year. I'm gonna say first quarter,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe, just maybe, that we might have the repeat of like the previous generation, the ninth generation. I have high 980 Ti. If that's the case, that would actually be great. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more memory now. I know it's
A
a weird
weird number,
number.
but yeah.
It's a weird
number,
number.
but yeah.
It's a weird number, but you get more memory, right? So, like for the 9 series, the Titan X was 12 gigs, 980 Ti is 6 gigs. This time around, okay, allegedly, the Titan XP is still 12 gigs, GDDR5X, and
Mm-hmm.
the 1080 Ti should be 10 gigabytes. Weird number, but it should be 10 gigabytes of hopefully GDDR5X. I'm not really sure what they're going to use on it.
And it kind of f's up the spectrum, but okay, we go
Ah,
from. I mean, but then again, Nvidia always been known for weird numbers, like
yes.
1.5, 3,
They had a 1.2, I think.
3.5, 4,
Yeah.
6,
Yeah.
8, now 10, 12. I don't know what Nvidia is thinking.
I think
They
that
they they numbers are outrageous.
I remember back in the day. I'm not that old, but I remember back in the day when GTA 4 was out, and I was seeing people's like graphics performance review on like this car that had like 1.2 gigs of RAM. Not really sure. Was there ever a car with 1.2 gigs? Right? It was something.
I don't know nothing about that one.
It was 1.2. They had a 1.5. I think that they had a 1.2. They had 512, 768. So yeah, they definitely had weird numbers, but you definitely get more memory this time around. And if they do it to where, let's say, if you overclock it and you just below it just a little bit, maybe like a 1%, 2% difference, you know, I think it's okay. But one thing I'm not going to agree with is the alleged price point of $1,000. I don't agree with that. I'm thinking this car would have came in. It would have came in at around like 800. I'm like, okay, that'll be fine. 800 as high as maybe like 850. Especially if they're going to use regular GDDR5 and not GDDR5X. I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. And it makes it hard. Instead of me buying $1,000 card, if it does have GDDR5, I would more than probably likely just add another $200 and just get the best of the best with 12 gigs of GDDR5X. That's just the way I see it. I think $1,000 is just too close.
You
It's too
never
close.
know. That's probably Nvidia's plan is to get more
It
people on
probably
the
is.
Titan.
It probably is. It probably is. So, it makes sense. It would make sense. Like it's $200 away. It's a Titan XP. 12 gigs of GDDR5. You never. We'll see when it comes out.
And we
Hopefully, it
will.
does have GDDR5X and not GDDR5. Hopefully not. Right, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to add to this? You love Nvidia. Go ahead.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, competition is good, I guess, but
Yeah.
the TI is only supposedly only be lower in actual teraflops performance by only point 0.2. So it'll be a close Titan X. It'll be a close Titan X. It still doesn't make sense to have 10 gigabytes. Um,
I will accept it.
I mean,
I don't. I mean, look
what's
at me right now. I got
this?
6.
This just tell me what will saturate this 10
It
gigabytes.
might not, but future proof. Hey, look, Call of Duty, yo,
I have I have 4 gigabytes of HBM. Future
yeah,
proof. I mean, and when we played GTA 5 at 4K, we're neck and neck, even though you have 2 more gigs than me.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what Crash on Ultra.
Yes, this is true.
And that's what my
This is
and that's
true,
what my
but
memory and that's what my memory at 500 megahertz, not even 600.
I believe you can get that comparable to me because of your memory bandwidth. That's that's the thing. I guess being able to swap out the memory in and out faster. So yeah, I mean, I will still accept it. For people that want to run like games with high textures, HD textures and stuff like that, and mods. They definitely use up a lot of VRAM, depending on what you're modding. Textures and stuff like that. So I will accept it. But
Yeah.
$1,000 again, I can't really agree with that. I can't. I just can't, man. I'd rather just put another $200 and get a Titan XP. I'm sorry. That's my
Which
opinion. All right, this is the way
which
I feel.
just might be the plan.
It might just be the plan to get you to be like, let's go get the Titan XP instead of getting this. It's only $200 more. Just work another week and then boom, you can get that. So
Because the
yeah,
Titan XP is the true 4K card.
yes it is. So I was thinking of doing that. I was thinking about because I do have a 980 Ti, and I was thinking about just getting this. I'm thinking, hey, it does come in the 1080 does come in at around $600, but the Founders Edition is 700. The Founders Edition 1080 Ti would be around 900. I can't justify over $900. I just can't personally, in my opinion. Some of you guys may be like, "Yo, this is dope." Fabian, shut up. 10 gigs. But okay, fine, that's cool for you. But for me personally, I just can't pay $1,000 allegedly, if it is that way, and if it only has GDDR5, which is old as shit. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
it, I believe
they
that.
might if it does come out, obviously it'll be at like 8 gigabits per second. So
Yeah, more than
I
likely
don't.
it's 8
That's not.
gigabits per
It
second.
doesn't sound right. Like you got such a powerful GPU, where like the memory specs kind of a little bit lower. You know, uh, I don't know.
Nvidia know what they're doing.
Uh,
If anybody know how to market, it's Nvidia. So I have faith. I have
you
faith
saw
in
that girl that
Nvidia
screamed
marketing.
in the press conference.
Oh yeah, about how she could afford that.
I can afford that. What? Okay, that's nice to know. I guess. Okay, you got this one. This is you. You put this one with Intel to dabble into self-driving cars.
Oh yeah. So Intel is trying to take over what Nvidia is doing right now. So if you've been following Intel and Nvidia, they've been going head to head. Intel and Nvidia haven't been best friends lately.
No,
And
I've heard. Yeah.
yeah, Intel say when it comes to AI, CPUs is the way to go, where Nvidia say GPUs is the way to go. So now Intel is to team up with a couple of car companies to create self-driving cars. Now, will it be better than what Nvidia? Will it be better than what Nvidia put? We just don't know yet. Which Nvidia have shown some impressive AI with these self-driving cars.
Okay.
If you know anything about it, you know that Nvidia powered these cars that was on the racetrack, and as they was driving, they were getting smarter and smarter. and the more they did an error, the better the cars drove. Where if you and it was a simple fact that the cars in the back was getting smarter than the car in the front, because the car that was in first place wasn't learning anything but to go forward, where the cars in the back was learning how to steer and maneuver away from each other. So eventually, the cars in the back surpassed the car that was in the front, and
Okay.
it's it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Now, a GPU is one core that could process things super fast.
Hmm.
Now, how will it be if you have 24 CPU cores with 48 threads processing things? Because instead of having to rely on brute force, they have they could have each core doing a different thing. So now they are making the car multi-threaded. It could be beneficial because that way the car doesn't have to get done with this task in order to process that task. Whichever one gains, whichever core needs priority, it could just select that core priority. So I'm really interested to see what this does.
Yeah, you know, self-driving cars are the future. So
Pretty much.
yeah,
It's
I
right before
definitely
we
think
start
it'll
flying.
definitely be safer. I think some people are scared, maybe might be scared, but it'll definitely be safer. I think, and there's been examples of that already. Um, and the idea that every car can like communicate with each other and everything, it could definitely reduce fatality rates. I don't know how many people a day die in this country from car accidents. I don't know the number. I don't really want to take one off my head, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
One is a lot.
lot.
One is a lot. I'll tell you that right now.
It's a lot, and that's true. And Intel has a big boundary to try to leap over,
Mm.
because Nvidia, Nvidia's new Tesla can compute 24 trillion operations a second. So Intel has a lot to try to go against. 24 trillion isn't a small number. like
Doesn't sound like
like
it.
24 trillion. You if you were to count that out, you would die before you hit a billion.
All right.
Like this is it's pretty good, to tell you the truth. It brings back competition. And the CPU that's gonna would be the minimum is an i7. They didn't specify which i7. I'm personally guessing it's gonna be like a 6700K or a 7700K. But
I'm sure they'll put the amount that they need, whether it's maybe even a 6 core or the 20 core. Or what was it? 22 cores.
I
I
know,
forgot.
but then those are Xeons. They said they're gonna begin with the i7
Okay.
and scale up as needed. Think about if think about if the Xeon, the 22 core Xeon, could do way more than what the Nvidia GPU could do. Then that'll just back up Intel's claims that CPUs is still the better for AI.
Let's see. Go ahead, guys. Battle it out. We win in the end. Make
Let
us
me know what
safe.
y'all think in the comments.
That's it for the Intel segment part. Now we're gonna move on to some gaming news. We talk about some games, systems, and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
gaming news.
Edge. What is this?
Ooh, Rocket League Game of the Year edition
So Rocket
release.
League got a Game of the Year edition. I play this game a lot. All right,
Yes, you do.
let me see real quick. I do play this game. I got 530 hours in it right now. I love this game. I love it. It's a nice game. You want to play something for 15, 10 minutes. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys know what Rocket League is. I'm sure you watch some Twitch. You watch YouTube videos on it. So you guys know what Rocket League is, right? So this Game of the Year edition is going to basically come with like a bunch of car packs, DLCs, and stuff that were previously released. all of them, I really don't know, but it does have most of them that I see here. Some of them that I bought. So yeah. But that's not the biggest part about this. Is that it's actually going to support what is it called again? Steam Workshop. So
Yep.
lots of hats, lots of hats.
Hacks.
Yeah. So
Oh, I thought you said hacks.
no
So yeah.
hats. I've not seen anybody in Rocket League that have cheated before. Like I haven't seen it.
Nah, I can't admit Rocket League has some really good anti-cheating because I have not seen nobody cheat, and the PlayStation is notorious for that.
I thought it was a PC.
Nah, it's the PlayStation.
Are
I've
you
been playing
sure?
PlayStation for majority of my years as a gamer.
I mean,
It's
it
most
it
definitely the
seems so easy,
PlayStation.
but it seems easier to hack on a PC. Just download the exe, launch it up, and you're good to go.
No, it was much more easy to hack on the PC. I mean, on the PS3. At one point, all you had to do was download some files on the USB and just plug it into your PS3.
I
And
didn't know that.
and
Okay,
yep, and you would be able to cheat on Modern Warfare 3.
that sounds
It
very
was
easy to me.
yep, it was super easy.
uh,
PlayStation 4 Pro,
the
right?
PlayStation 4 Pro, guys. You guys know it came out. What was it? November 10th, I believe it came out.
Yeah, it was like in November 10th.
Yeah, like November 10th, the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, and now it's like, okay, is it better? Yeah,
It's better
yeah, but the thing is,
sometimes.
okay, yeah, sometimes. The thing is that I couldn't understand it. There's an issue that the games on the regular PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 4 runs better than the games in the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy. Everything is pretty much identical. I'm sure the CPU has been like increasing clocks and everything.
Yeah, the
Thomas, you said
CPU is
how they added like
overclocked.
an extra gig of system memory.
Yeah, so this time they actually
500.
have a gig
Yeah.
of
So
system memory instead of 512
yeah. Okay.
megabytes.
And still,
And still the system UI lags. Does that make sense? No.
that's crazy
But
to
does it
me.
happen? Yes. It's because the PS4 Pro was rushed to the market. They did not spend time optimizing the system. They heard about Xbox releasing the S, and they assumed that the S was the upgraded Xbox,
I
so they
did never
ran.
assume that. I never ever.
And when I heard about the Xbox S, I thought this was the new Xbox that everybody was talking about,
Oh.
especially since the X is similar to Scorpio.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I
For
thought
me,
this
I
was the
saw
new
Slim.
Xbox.
Xbox Slim is what I thought. That's what I
Every
saw.
time I seen it, I never seen the word slim. Every time I seen it, I seen S, S everywhere. Xbox S, Xbox X. So I just assumed it was Scorpio.
Okay. But yeah, some games are like, okay, the PlayStation 4 will play it at like 60 frames a second, and then like the Pro, it would be like 57, going up and down 60, but back down to 57. It would dip more compared to the regular, and it all comes down to optimization. So they got to
Yep.
figure it out. This is what it is. They got to figure it out, and they'll fix it, I'm sure. So
Yeah, they will.
yeah, but
Yep.
you will definitely get better visuals. It's becoming a little bit more like PC now. See, Tomb Raider got options you can change. I know there's probably some games in the past you can change some options, but I'm really paying attention to it like more now. So you can either do like 30 frames a second with enhanced visuals, or like maybe 4K at 30 frames or something like that. Checkerboard and 1080p low graphics, not low, but like medium graphics ish kind of, and 60 frames a second. I would go for that option. I would go for the
No,
60 frames. Me personally.
actually, you could do the Last of Us. The Last of Us could run in 1800p at 60 frames per second
Oh,
and 4K at 30. So actually, you could get a little bit higher than 2K at 60. Because the 8 1800p is more than likely, if they didn't gimp on the horizontal, 3200 by 1800, because that's 3K. But I don't know if they went with 2560 by 1800 to lower that horizontal, make it more 2K than it is 3,
yep.
which is misconstrued in because when the PS4 came out, they claimed everything was in 1080p because it had a 1080 at the end of it. But if you look at the horizontal, it was always something like 1430 or 1628. It was never a true 1920 by 1080. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, did they do the same with the 1800p?
I think 1800p might be checkerboard rendering.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Am I getting one? Absolutely. When I'm picking up a PS4, I'm going with the Pro. Of course, it makes sense. But if you are you got a PlayStation right now and you want to get a Pro, damn it, should they, Thomas? Like should oh my god, the page is reloaded. But like should they? I don't know why it's doing that. But like, do you think they should like if they already have a PlayStation right now, should they go out and just get a Pro?
Yeah, they most definitely should go out and get a Pro because after so long, the Pro will become optimized. And if you're not planning on getting the PlayStation VR now, you're probably going to get it later. So it's always best to at least have the option of running the PlayStation VR without horrible graphics.
Yep.
You want to play it? You want to play it with it looking like a PS2 game? Be my guest. But if you want
Oh
to play
wow.
it looking like a modern game, you need the Pro. The Pro is actually much better. It's just they have a couple of kinks that they need to take out of it.
Hold on. I don't know what's going on right now. I cannot understand what is actually going on, but my CPU is like almost like it's around 100% for some reason. Hold on, let me check something. I know
Sound like
I'm using
somebody.
H.264 with that, but Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
Open Broadcast is using like 50%, so what the hell? But yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I didn't read this, so Thomas give us a scoop. What's going on?
So when so there has been a big rumor since Final Fantasy first had its revealed trailer on their website that it was coming to PC. And the reason why that is because when when they did have that, when they did release it on their website, there was a big thing going around saying that pretty much people went through the code of the website and found Steam in there.
Oh, word?
And yeah, people were saying that if you went through the code of the original site that they
Mm-hmm.
posted up, Steam was in the code of the website. And and pretty much the head person of Final Fantasy 15 has came out recently and said after now that they have the console versions out of the way,
Right.
they're considering doing a PC version
Please.
because because um because it's interesting, and if the team want to do it, then it will then they he would most definitely consider it. Which, to tell you the truth, I believe that Final Fantasy 15 might be one of those games that come out a year later on PC, but it's
Yep.
going to come out. And the reason why I say this is because recently Final Fantasy has been porting all of its games over to PC. If you go through Steam and look at all the Final Fantasy games that's on Steam, those games was not there like 2 years ago.
Right.
And only the most popular Final Fantasy games was there. Now you have a whole slew of Final Fantasy games there. So I personally think that it's going to happen.
Please bring this game
Yeah.
to us. I saw this game is
If
great.
if
It
you
looks great. I know it's huge. I played the one Final Fantasy game that I really like was Final Fantasy 7, but like I
Here we
never
go
got
with
to
this.
finish it. I
Final
never
Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7. I
Which
never
one?
huh?
Which one?
I don't know. Final Fantasy 7. It came like the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it had like 3 discs, right? So I was playing the first disc. I was in the beginning of the second disc, and then like I don't know what was happening. I think my brother was playing on it, maybe checking something out because maybe I was having a tough time beating a level. So I had like a bottle of water, and like the disc 3 was on the ground, right? So I was flipping it, right? I wasn't trying to do the flip challenge thing. I wasn't trying to do that. And I flipped it and it landed on the CD, cracking the shit. I returned. I took back the PlayStation 1. I sold it. So, because that was like the only game that really interested me on that. So, yeah, I tried finding another copy, but they didn't have it in my neighborhood, and we didn't have the internet. So, that was pretty much it. I just returned the PlayStation 1. But it's on PC, so I could just buy it again and play. But it's like it's so long. Pause.
Yeah.
And yeah, I might do it again. I want to definitely finish the story. So, but if you guys could bring this over here, please, Square Enix, please bring this to us. I would
Yeah.
really like this game.
Final Fantasy 7, the one that he's talking about, you all should know because it was like the most popular game at the time.
Made me cry a little bit.
Period. It was Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children. That was a really good game, but I don't feel like it's the best game in the series.
That was the only one I played.
If,
It made me cry. That's all I cared about. So
if you talking about that game made you cry, play the game Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core, where it shows you all of the events where you play. Yeah, where you play through all of the events before you get to Cloud, before you get to Advent's Children. It goes Crisis Core, Advent's Children, and Divergence. Okay. And personally, my favorite goes Crisis Core, Divergence, Advent's Children. And
I had it on the PSP.
Man,
I never finished.
The Crisis Core is the best Final Fantasy game, period. If you cannot play that game and tell me that main character is not a badass, will not be able to say that. That character is the epitome of what power is and what the epitome of willpower is. That character went through so much stuff, man, and he came out on top. Man, when I say that that's my favorite game, period, if you all don't know, I'm a heavy Pokemon fan. I played every single game except Sun and Moon because I'm waiting for the Nintendo NX to come out, which is actually the next topic, I believe. Yes, it is.
Yes, so, it is.
I'm waiting for the next topic, and then I will play through that.
Either way, if they can really bring Pokemon Switch, oh my god!
Oh, if Pokemon Switch comes out, you know how you would not be able to get a Switch.
Oh shit! Look, it's late. It's like 12.
What was that Kirby game that was on? I know I keep saying this every single time you say Kirby, but it was a Kirby game on Game Boy Advance, and it had Dream in the name. I cannot think of the
Dreamland.
Kirby Dreamland. Was it that? And yes, it was. It was Kirby's Dreamland.
Okay.
Man, when I say I used to love that game, I used to love Kirby Dreamland 3. That's the game right there. Man, that was like the best game ever when I played that game, man. Oh yeah, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. That was the best game that I ever played of Kirby. Dreamland 3 was number 2. But Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, man, that was a phenomenal game. You gotta play the Amazing Mirror. That's like the best Kirby game in my eyes. Other than Dreamland 3, you gotta play the Amazing Mirror.
I really did like sucking things in that game.
Oh. Okay.
Pause.
Okay.
No, no, not like that. Not like that. Chill, chill. Not like that.
Okay.
When he opened, he says, "Okay, look. Hey,
Okay, let's drop this conversation. I feel very uncomfortable.
okay,
I feel
okay.
very uncomfortable. And last topic.
Yeah, the last topic is Zelda Breath of the
Breath of the
Wild
Wild.
not releasing. Oh, alongside. Okay,
Delayed.
okay. I was delayed. Okay. Okay.
Yep, this game is delayed. And I tell you what, I'd rather it be the delayed than
And
released as a
fixed.
powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delayed and fixed.
And
Everything working out cool and everything, you
yep,
know.
instead of rushing it out to market, which a lot of games had messed, which a lot of games did,
Like,
and
okay.
I believe that was 2015. A lot of games were just released broken. Ooh, what was one of the biggest games that released broken lately? Um, oh, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. I'm glad that Infinite Warfare released fixed, but that
Okay.
shouldn't be something that we expect. But Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was just stupid how the beta ran just so smoothly. But then when the full game came out, it was just horrid. Like, it make no sense. I'm glad that they delayed it because I'd rather have a perfect game than a semi-perfect game.
Do
That's
you
it.
own any like Wii U or whatever? One of
No, I
those
do not. I own the Wii.
uh,
I own the Wii.
has there ever been a game that came out in that system that's broken or something for like a day or something like that?
No.
No?
No, the only game that possibly came out broken was Modern Warfare, but
Oh god.
but that was it was the fixes of the game that was broken. It wasn't really the game itself. The game ran no problem.
Okay.
It was just you could aim at the bottom right hand. Literally, you can aim at the bottom right hand side of the screen, and your bullets will fly to the upper left hand side and get a kill. As long as somebody was on your screen, you was able to get a kill.
Wow.
Yeah, you could literally like circle your gun and just hold the shoom button, and you would just kill whoever's on your screen.
Okay. Well, I guess that pretty much sums it up, man, for tech talk or tech
Yep,
gathering,
yep.
tech of
That's
the
pretty much
techs.
it.
I don't have an official name for this yet. But it is what it is. We're talking about tech. So, yeah, all of Thomas's information is going to be in the description or probably popping up on the screen right
Like
now.
right now,
Yeah, somewhere
somewhere
around.
on there.
Yeah, so go ahead
Check
and
your
follow
right
him.
hand side or your left hand
He's putting up
side.
that video of the modern bios. Y'all don't let he break you. Let me know if your heart get broken. Just come to me.
I
Talk to
don't
me.
break hearts. I save hearts. I'm a lifesaver.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So talk to y'all later.
Deuces.